Against a backdrop of declining segregation and rising intermarriage, the notion that Black America is a monolith is no longer tenable, if it ever was. But what does that mean for the future of Black identity?
I think there is something shifting, especially in the conversation about DEI right now, where there's a rich, robust conversation across the political spectrum in the Black community about what is terrible about DEI, what should be salvaged with DEI, how can we come up with something better, so on and so forth. And I think that is a sign that the identity that we're moving towards is not monolithic. It's going to have way more space for people to disagree with each other without being called Uncle Toms and without being accused of, selling out the race.
If there's any barrier to being a fully accepted member in the Black community, particularly in these parts of it that are overtly political, it's often whether or not you affirm certain narratives politically. And if you're unwilling or unable to do that, then you might find yourself standing outside.
To be politically Black means that you have to affirm all different types of the left's agenda. You have to be pro-abortion. You have to be pro-LGBT. You have to be, environmental justice has to be at the top of your list. And I think that is going to force many Black Christians to choose between their Bible and their Black card. And I'm not sure many people understand how those tectonic plates of culture have shifted in the last 60 years.
What we need is a kind of politics or philosophy that can advance the notion of Black excellence without it becoming so hyper-particularistic that it makes the left's position inevitable.
When I see Black communities, whether partly immigrant, mostly multi-generational Black Americans in Chicago and New York, standing up to progressive mayors in terms of how they are managing immigration, do you know how hard it is to get Black folk, particularly immigrants in New York, to stand against immigration when they just came here in 1977? So there's a sense of disorder as it relates to our public policy around immigration that I think people are starting to assert a more robust national identity that says, our forefathers built this country, particularly Black Americans, our forefathers built this country, and our politicians have an obligation to us first before anyone from a foreign nation.